We're so glad that you're here tonight with Dr. Darlene and I. We absolutely love the topic that we're going to be talking about, and we love helping people not only feel better, but we love helping our friends and our colleagues have a better life and more time freedom and more ability to rest and recharge. We both need that ourselves, and so when we can help other people get that, we just absolutely are so grateful for those opportunities. So tonight what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the frequency advantage, introducing frequency healing into massage therapy businesses. And all of you guys who are out there listening, you probably either are already in that industry or you know somebody near and dear to you that is. And I am so glad that you're here so that we can really start to open your eyes to what's possible for not only your clients, but for you and your amazing life that you are creating. So I'm just going to ask you guys, and I would love to see some response in the chats, but how many of you guys, especially you body workers that are on this webinar tonight, are exhausted? Right? I'd love to know. I'm guessing that you're working with your body all day, so you're tired. You're just like straight up tired from all of the physical manual things that you're having to do. But I'm going to just go one step further and I'm going to ask you, how many of you guys are straight up exhausted? Now, when I say exhausted, you understand that that feels a little bit different, don't you? You understand that it's more than just my body is tired, but my spirit feels tired. My emotions are drained. Like I am just drained. I'm exhausted. And I am guessing that some of you guys, and I would love to see in the chat as well, would say that those clients that come into your space that are anxious or dump all of their emotional baggage on you, if you ask them how they're doing and they actually really tell you everything, right? You feel even more exhausted when you're done working with them. And am I right? Like, I'd love to see if I'm, way off base here, right? But I'm going to guess that you can relate to these things. And at the end of the day, you literally come home, you're giving your family your leftovers, you feel exhausted, and you get up and you do the same thing next all over again. And what I want to just make sure that you all understand is that you're not crazy if you're feeling like this. It's not that you're getting old and your body's getting worn out. It's actually your biofield. And I want to just show you what I mean by that. All right. So our body has this beautiful way to create its own electromagnetic field around it. And it does so because of the electromagnetic activity in our heart and our brain. And it creates this bioelectric field around our body that sends and receives and processes information just like our cell phone does. And I'm sure that you guys can all relate to this, right? Like my cell phone that I just dropped on the floor right now. My cell phone sends and receives invisible messages all day long through Wi-Fi, through my cellular data, through the Bluetooth, and I am constantly sending and receiving messages. So is your body. And if you feel like, oh my goodness, when I have these clients coming through my doors after another, my energy just feels different. Somebody might come in and they are super upbeat and they always have this like beautiful, vibe about them, you feel differently than the person who comes in and they're always complaining, right? Is because your biofield is actually interacting with their biofield and their energy is leaking in over into your energy field. Now, I'm going to give you a little video that's one of my favorites to describe exactly kind of what is going on, especially when you have clients that are really kind of just draining your energy, or you just recognize at the end of the day that your energy is just off, okay?
The sound waves from this tuning fork will cause this box to vibrate. When that box vibrates, it makes the tuning fork vibrate. So when I do this, I'm going to hit this tuning fork, but you can still hear it vibrating. A lot of times people think it's the original tuning fork still making noise, but it's the other one.
All right, how cool is that? That makes sense, doesn't it? It's no wonder, right, that you're picking up on other people's things. And I also am guessing that you guys are probably like me and you want to give your clients the best experience possible. But imagine that you've been essentially exposed to negative energy or other people's, trash talking that's going on in their heads all day long. So by the time you get to the end of your day, the ability of you to take care of those clients to your best is actually impacted, right? And it's all science is really just what it comes down to. So what if I told you that you could actually clear and shield your energetic field in between clients with a push of a button? Like, does that sound refreshing? Does that sound like, oh my gosh, there's hope? Does that sound like Maybe too good to be true, right? I would love to let you guys experience what this could feel like. So Dr. Darlene is going to demonstrate this technology that we're going to be talking about this evening and share exactly what this is going to feel like.
Yes, you guys are going to love this.
When I think about massage therapy, when I think about body work, when I think about the people that I know personally that do this, I know that these people that I know personally, and I'm guessing you guys are too, so I want to see some reaction in the chat that you went into this field because you genuinely wanted to help people. Like you loved helping people. But what happens is over time we realize that if we're not working, then we're not making money. And that can cause extra stress, both financially as well as just this feeling like we're stuck in this ceiling we've capped off. And many of my massage therapy friends and clients have actually told me that they're afraid to raise their prices because they've already maxed out on, the compensation in their area. And so they're afraid that they're going to outcharge the market, right? And that would be the case if everybody was the same. But what I want to do is recognize that you can actually create an experience for your clients that is going to be personalized and unique and is going to be able to customize their treatment to their unique energy frequencies. And it allows you to not only create a totally bespoke experience while they're there on your table, but you actually can, with the help of the technology that we're using, can support your clients from your own home or from your office, not even having to be with them in between sessions. And so you're supporting them, you're giving them the things that they need, and you're not having to trade that time for money. And I'm guessing that if you can imagine A, helping people, but B, knowing that you don't have to trade your time for money, how does that make you feel? And what does that look like for you to feel more rested and recharged, knowing that you're not having to trade all that time for money and not having to sacrifice the quality that you're giving to your clients, right? And so what I want to do is kind of shift into to how this all works and what we're talking about here. And it really just starts with energy. You see, everything. I'm gonna get out those seventh grade science, brain cells for a moment and just remind you all that everything, every single part of your body is made up of atoms. Every cell of your body is made up of atoms. And what are atoms? Atoms are simply a nucleus with electrons rotating around it. And if we know that, and we know that every single thing, the building block of all matter is made of atoms, and we know that they're just these electrons that are constantly in motion, then we recognize that everything in our body is constantly in motion. All right. And when we can recognize that, then can see that this motion, this frequency, this energy is going to be the foundational building block of all things. And everything in the body starts as energy. And when energy is disrupted, and it can be disrupted by all kinds of things, it can be disrupted by stress or poor sleep or maybe some overwhelm or even just environmental toxins, honestly. And this creates an energetic distortion that can show up then first emotionally. So we're likely to get irritable, maybe anxious, maybe just having a lot of fatigue. But if that's not released, if those emotions aren't released, they get stuck in the body and it becomes a physical symptom like muscle tension, like inflammation, like pain, and even chronic imbalances. So I'm guessing that you see those things on your massage table on the regular, right? And what happens is if we don't recognize that massage is way more than just treating the body, is actually a way to release the physical state of this tension. And what if not only you were able to release that physical state of tension, but you were able to also address the energetic and emotional part? What an amazing full body experience that you could actually give to your clients. And that's what the AO Scan does. And that's what, we can do with this technology. Okay. Now, I have a whole like 20-minute little talk that I did on like the basics, quantum physics basics of the AO scan. So if anybody needs that information, like I'm more than happy to send you that quick video because I'm not going to go into that much detail on this one. But what I am going to say is that just like when I was a kid, and I would sit in my little bedroom in Minnesota and I would be ready to go to record the top 40 countdown that Casey Kasem was pulling out of LA, right? And I had my little boombox ready with the mixtape ready to go. So how in the heck was Casey Kasem in LA able to get to my little bedroom in Minnesota? It all had to do with frequency, right? That my radio station was tuned into the correct frequency and I was able to hear what Casey Kasem was playing on the radio. And that's essentially what the AO scan does. It is kind of like the technology itself, the software itself is kind of like Casey Kasem in the radio station, okay? And that your body or your client's body is the radio station, the 98.6 that you're tuning into that allow you to be able to have that information going back and forth, all right? So the AO Scan is a web-based program that I can access from my computer, from my iPad, from my phone, And it uses resonance energy, just like the tuning fork analogy. And that's essentially what this is doing is it's taking one thing and it's basically giving the energy over to the other target. So in this case, the AO scan is going to be the first tuning fork, and it's going to impact the second tuning fork, which is essentially us and our body. Okay. It uses things called scalar waves. And I want to just mention this very briefly because the radio waves that I referred to in the last example are things that will dissipate over time and distance, right? So if I'm driving, through my state of Minnesota, I'm going to lose my favorite radio station in about an hour, right? Because that frequency cannot travel that distance. Radio frequencies do dissipate over time, but something called scalar waves, which is a different part of a wave, is a different type of a waveform, actually does not diminish over space and time. And so this technology, it doesn't matter where you're at in the world, actually. So you can actually help treat clients from anywhere in the world, not just in your normal geographical location. And it uses your biofield, kind of like that radio station tag that you're going to give it, and it's going to read and deliver energy. Okay, so the best way for me to describe this is it's a non-invasive bio energetic device. Okay, and it reads the body's frequency and it reads the patterns, really kind of like checking the tune of a musical instrument is the best way for me to describe this. And what's happening is that it listens to your body's energetic notes and compares them to the ideal frequency that it should hear. And then it plays balancing tones or sends harmonizing frequencies back to the body to help it retune itself. So if I would give you the analogy of an orchestra, for example, like a 100-piece orchestra, the AO scan essentially is helping us identify which instruments in that orchestra are out of tune and out of pitch, and it gives them the note that they need to come back into harmony. It's so unbelievably fascinating. And so when I think about the AO scan and when I think about what it could do for massage therapists specifically, I want to just first and foremost say that I want all of you guys to make more money with less time. Like that's my jam, right? Because I've been burnt out and I've been hustling for the sake of hustling for a long time. That's not what the Lord wants for me, and that's not what I want for you. And so what I want is for you guys to understand that there is a way for you to stand out in the marketplace. There is a way for you to be the go-to person in town because you do things differently. And this does not have to interrupt your workflow because I think a lot of you guys are kind of like, yeah, this sounds great, but I already have a full day. I'm already seeing clients back to back. I'm already tired. Like, I don't even know what the heck you're talking about with bio resonance, blah, blah, blah. Like, none of this stuff makes any sense. And I totally understand that. But I want you to understand that this does not have to be complicated. And it's really going to help you to stand out because of really three things. One is it's going to help you have awareness. So, when we scan somebody, it gives you an awareness. It can give you an awareness of where your client's body is out of alignment, emotionally and energetically. It's going to tell you something as detailed as the emotions that they're currently overexpressing and even ones that they've been pushing down and they're essentially trapped in their body. It also can tell you where in their body these imbalances are manifesting with actual physical, like look at the left leg kind of thing. So we're going to show you that in a second. So you're going to have awareness where you can focus your massage on where they need it, not just where they're telling you, because you're going to have that much more information. It's also going to help you to be able to harmonize. Your treatments are going to be able to give them higher level treatments because you're able to know exactly what their body needs and you're able to use frequency in addition to your manual services with your hands to be able to bring their entire body, emotion, energetics, and physical back into alignment. And then you're able to support. You can integrate this with recommendations and even sending them these frequencies in between their sessions to support them. And it doesn't matter if it's pain, if it's detoxing, if it's trauma release. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you guys are going to find that this could be used for. And it's going to cause this beautiful ability for you to stand out in the marketplace. You're going to have clients that are going to recover faster. They're going to heal faster. They're going to notice things. They're going to become raving fans. They're going to be more willing to pay more for your services because of the things that you're offering that nobody else is. And you're going to feel good knowing that you're helping them. And you're also going to be able to do so without having to, again, trade time for money. Dr. Darlene, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I just want to say also, I think what you brought up is super important. I mean, you know how clients come in and they tell you, oh, I think the problem is my neck and my shoulders, right? And then you
Yes,
lay
yes.
hands on them and you know when you lay hands on them, right? Well, yeah, maybe, but I think the problem is really over here. What if with this technology, you have an additional layer of that, just like Dr. Lachelle was saying, before you ever even have to lay hands on them, you already know, oh my goodness, well, maybe this person also has some lymphatic problems, right? And so maybe I need to add in lymphatic drainage with this particular therapy. I mean, do you know how far ahead of the marketplace that is
Yes.
going to place you? This is something I do at our wellness center. No one walks in that door for the first time without getting an AO scan. They call me all the time and they say, hey, can I do hyperbaric? Hey, can I do red light? And I said, maybe. But first, you're going to come in and you're going to get an AO scan because they don't know what they need. They've read, they've heard, they think they need this, they think they need that. But when I can look at that scan and look at the different components, and we'll show you that, right? I mean, it captures like trauma that's stored in your voice, right? It tells you about the vitals in your body, about the organs that are in there. Then I know, in addition to talking to them, what the root of the problem is, right? And then I can deliver that appropriate treatment for them. And maybe it's something they haven't even thought of, right? And you're in that position to be able to do that too. And folks, let me tell you, it's not hard to interpret. It's really not hard to interpret. It's really easy. So I just really wanted to emphasize that and say, when I use this technology with my clients, I come out of sessions with them more energized than when I went in. 100% of the time. I use it at the center. I use it on my coaching calls, and I gain a feeling of energy through that time, right? And you're going to experience that too. So those are just a couple of things
I
that
love it.
I wanted to share.
Thank you so much. And I think that it's important that we recognize the energy piece because if you're feeling drained now and you can actually feel more energized, like that's a huge payoff, right? And Dr. Darlene, you see clients all the time in your clinic. And so I wanted to make sure that you guys had this perspective that we get you in the sense that we understand that you're already busy. We understand that you're seeing clients back to back. We understand that you're probably scarfing down a salad quick while somebody's changing sometimes. Like we understand that. And we're also going to just push you a little bit to say, okay, are you taking care of yourself? Do you have to see that many clients that back to back? And what if it could be different? So I'm just going to pose that little reality check there too, okay? But what I wanted to do is give you a snapshot of what this could look like so that you can see how easy this is to integrate it into your normal workflow without adding more time, without needing a second room, any of that stuff, okay? So here's a proposal for you, all right? If your client comes in, they arrive, you have them do it in their voice. This takes 10 seconds. You're grabbing a snapshot of their voice for 10 seconds. You tell them to change. As they're changing, you're running a scan. You're going to do your massage with their personalized music playing for them while they're getting the massage. So it is literally, you guys, unraveling trapped trauma inside of their subconscious and inside of their bodies just by music. And so this is the best way for me to describe it. It's like noise canceling headphones are working the same way, where if you have a frequency out of balance, like a wave, this is going to be the opposite. And it's two opposing waves cancel each other out. That's how this works. And so they're going to be listening to their prescription music that is picked up by the frequency of the 10-second voice assessment. And they're literally allowing released trauma as you're massaging them, okay, without you doing anything more. Then, after their session, you tell them to change. And while they're changing, you can go ahead and create a customized list of frequencies to send to their biofield after their session. All right. And by the time they're done changing, you've hit send, you're on to your next client. And so this doesn't have to be complicated. So Dr. Darlene, do you want to try sharing the AO scan demonstration?
All right, so this is what the app looks like when you first open it up, okay? And I use a different version than Dr. Lachelle, but it's very simple. Like literally, you push a button and it will do different things for you, like this energy clearing that we were listening to, it'll do that. And then we can go to something called an easy scan. Okay. And what this is going to do is it's going to actually, first of all, analyze your voice. So I'll do an example of it. So you're going to always have your clients say, I am. They're going to say their name. And then what I have them talk about when they're at the Wellness Center is a vision for something they would love to do in their life, but they feel like they can't right now because of whatever ailment has brought them in. So what you could do is like maybe someone comes in with back pain, right? And they need their massage. So you could say, have them talk about something they would love to be able to do when the back pain is gone, right? And this scan, the inner voice part, is literally going to figure out what is trapped in there that's keeping them from that level of healing. So it's so cool. And so I'm going to just do a sample here. So I am Dr. Darlene, and I am about to have an amazing time in a new country traveling to Quito, Ecuador. So just quickly, a little 10 seconds of your voice, right? And then right now, what it's doing is it is analyzing thousands of different frequencies in my voice, and it's seeing which of those notes on the scale is overexpressed, so too high, or too low. Okay, very, very simple. And when it gets done with that, it's then going to analyze even my nutrition. This is so cool, guys. I love the nutrition piece of this, let me tell you. And for your clients, when you can tell them, hey, today after your massage or before your massage, right, this was out of alignment for you, this particular food or whatnot, and then help them support their body even further nutritionally in addition to everything they're doing, right? It's very, very simple. It takes about 5 minutes total or so to run this particular scan. All right. It's now analyzing nutrition. It's analyzing blood cells right now. And the other thing it's doing, which I love about this easy scan, it's actually optimizing them at the same time. So let me give you an example. A lot of times we look at technology like this as a diagnostic tool, right? If you think about if you've ever gone in for an MRI or another type of X-ray, right? So what happens in that case is all these little signals get sent to your brain or whatever part of the body is getting scanned, right? And then it gets information back and it turns into a pretty picture, right? And that tells your doctor if there's something wrong. Well, this turns into a report that we're going to show you, right? But it goes a step further. Not only is it helping to tell you a root cause, and let me be clear, it does not diagnose or directly treat anything, but it can tell you where the root issue is. So it does that, but then it sends these balancing signals to the parts of your body that are out of balance. So if your liver, for example, your client's liver is showing up out of balance, it then is sending a healthy liver frequency to your body, to your client's body, gently bringing it back into alignment. So it's more than
Mhm.
just telling you what the root problem is, it's also rebalancing, which is pretty amazing.
I'm just going to mention, so somebody had asked the question about inner voice working best with earbuds, and that actually is true, because the inner voice that we're going to share with you in a second, whether you can hear it or not, it's going to give us a slightly different tone in our right and our left ear. And when it does that using binaural beats, it's going to be able to give us this a heightened experience inside of our body. Okay. Now, AO Scan, Solex has actually come up with these really great earbuds that work well to sleep in. And so those are the ones that I would recommend so that you can actually have, you can be in a massage table and have actual earbuds in. So,
All right, I have our scan up. So one of the things it's going to give you is a report of your inner voice. And you can see, so each of these bars is related to a particular note on the scale, right? And you can see this is really high, this is high, there's a lot of this going on. And then there's some other frequencies over here that are really low or suppressed, right? So it's going to pull out your highest ones and then your one that is suppressed, and then it's going to send you balancing frequencies. It's also, so remember, different colors are actually different frequencies. When you have a different color light bulb, it's a different frequency, right? Very cool. So it's going to tell you what colors are supportive for you as well. So you can like wear clothes that are that color or use colored lenses and help with that as well. So yeah, this is the list of all the therapies that I apparently needed at my center today. That's great. All right. And this is what I'm telling you, like, it'll give you this information about, foods that are not ideal for you that day, right? And there'll be trends that you see over time, but you can give information. Look, I'm allergic to eggs. Shocking that that comes up as out of balance for me, right? So it'll give you all this information. It'll tell you about your energy centers in your body, which are also called chakras. It'll tell you about your meridians, which comes through from like acupuncture, right? Talks a lot about meridians. You may be familiar with that. I'm sure as a massage therapist, you may use those as well. And it gives you all of this information. It also tells you if there's certain organs or whatnot that might be having a problem. So you can focus more on those. So it'll tell you even down to if there's particular muscle groups, right, that are out of energetic alignment, and you can focus more on those, right? Or again, if there's a lymphatic block for a patient, then you can add in lymphatic massage or whatnot that they need. So, yeah.
Yes, it's so great. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to keep us kind of moving along. But Dr. Darlene, while I'm doing that, would you be willing to add Sherry and Annalise to the panels so that we can hear
Absolutely.
from them? I've invited a couple of massage therapy colleagues of ours that have experience with this in their practice, and I wanted to give them a chance to say hello and give you guys a chance to hear from somebody other than the two of us. Probably gonna just stop sharing, I think, and we're gonna just let the gals come in instead.
Perfect.
Hi guys. It's so good to see you. Thank you. So, Annalise, since you are already unmuted, would you just tell us a little bit about how you've been using the AO scan for quite a while now?
Yeah, I've been using the AO scan in my own life every day, every single day for over 4 years now. Um, and the first couple of years, I it was really hard for me to talk about with people because I felt like I needed to know exactly how to explain everything to people.
Yeah,
And we didn't have as many resources then that we do now.
yeah,
I've also gotten much better at explaining it. Um,
yeah,
but it was hard for me to share because I felt like I didn't know how to explain all the science behind it. But then, like sometime in this past year, all of a sudden, something changed in me. I don't quite remember what it was that prompted it, but I realized that they don't need to know the science. I don't need to know the science. I just need to know that it works.
yeah,
And when someone that I respect tells me, you need to do this, I do it. So, a lot of my clients who come in now, if they're dealing with something that's really, um, if I think that they need it because they're dealing with something really emotional or traumatic or, you name it, just whatever. I'm like, oh, we're doing an inner voice. I'm going to have you do it right now. And usually, like, my schedule is super, super full and tight. So I don't have a whole lot of like extra time to go into great detail about anything. I'm just like, we're going to do this. I'm going to email it to you. You're going to go home and you're going to listen to this. And and sometimes I remember to email them more instructions, but most of the time I don't. Um, but and then sometimes, depending on what they are dealing with, I may have them, I'll imprint, well, it depends on if I already have a profile made for them. A lot of my
Hmm.
clients do, a lot of them don't. And I don't necessarily have time to just sit down and create a profile every time. But um, if I may run some Cephis during their session,
Hmm.
they're dealing with something that I think that would really be beneficial for them. Or after their session, I may pull up a Cephi playlist or whatever it is I think they need, imprint it into a cup of water for them to drink.
Hmm.
I might ask them if they have any jewelry, like a wedding ring or something that they're wearing a lot, and I might imprint their jewelry for them to, so it'll keep working.
Hmm.
My
Yeah.
so I use it a lot. I will send frequencies. I'll have clients or friends sometimes who are dealing with something and I'm like, please just send me a voice message and I'm going to do an inner voice for you and I need you
Yeah.
to listen to it. My problem is I have not learned how to um I can't think of the word, but translate that into getting people to
Yeah.
want to sign up
Yes.
for themselves.
So if you were to tell me, what has been your experience as a user of this technology? That's what I would love to know. Is like, just tell me about how has this made a difference in your life?
Oh gosh. Um, well, I use it all day, every day. Every morning I use it on my cats,
Uh-huh.
running their vitals. Let's see. One thing that I often will tell my clients about is I always am thinking about how to help other people, and I will forget sometimes when something comes up for me that there's something I can do about it.
Yeah.
And I remember one day at work, I had a really bad attack of allergies, and I was just
Mm.
sneezing all day, which is very inconvenient as a massage
Yeah.
therapist. And around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it suddenly occurred to me, oh, wait, there's frequencies for that. And so
Yes.
before the next session, I started running frequencies for allergies and never sneezed again the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Uh, there have been a few times that I developed some eczema or psoriasis on my arm or my
Hmm.
hand.
Yeah.
I ran frequencies for eczema or psoriasis, and within like a day or two, that was gone. So those
Amazing.
are, like very tangible things.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. No,
more,
that's amazing. That's
yeah,
amazing. And I am realizing that our time is gonna slip away here quicker than I want it to. So I would love to invite Sherry to the conversation as well. Sherry, thank you so much, Annalise, for sharing everything with me. I'm like, I wish we could talk to you for an hour. It'd be so fun to just pick your brain on this stuff. Sherry, what has your experience been as far as like, I would love to know first, what has the AO scan done for you personally?
Um, so to start off, a couple statistics for massage therapists, just so you kind of know what we deal with every day and every all the time, and what
Yeah.
really drains us is that the average career span for a massage therapist is 8 years. That's how energy zapping in every way that it is. So to come across this very sharp tool is life changing, and it allows me to continue to give my gift of massage to my clients
Yeah.
and the world.
Yeah.
And as we do massage, we burn 200 to 400 calories an hour. So it's not only taking physically from us, emotionally, but energetic as well. So,
Mhm.
how it has made a difference for me is that it has given me very sharp tools to protect myself so I can go in to that treatment room and shift the energy in a positive way so I then can provide what that client needs. And to me, that is priceless.
Yes.
So
Oh my gosh, I
that's the
love that.
biggest thing for me in helping to balance emotions. I've been using the AO scanner for about a year, and I
Hmm.
had to be a product of the product before I introduce it to my baby, which is my massage practice that I have been
Yeah.
working diligently to build for the last over 12
Yes.
years.
Yes.
So if I'm going to put something with that and have my clients think of whole life massage and wellness and the AO scanner together, I had to do my due diligence. And so I did that. And I'm really glad that I did. So
That's amazing. And I would love to know, how do you feel like your clients have benefited from, your recent introduction to this amazing technology?
yeah, so I know I've done multi-level marketing before, and so I know that it takes about 8 different exposures for somebody to even notice there's an opportunity there, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So I've done my best to expose my clients to it however I can. For
Yeah.
instance, at the end of every massage, I use the AO relief instead of an icy hot that I used to. And just by making that change, it triggers my clients to say, "You use something different. What was it?" So I get an opportunity to share. So they are getting the best. We talk about good, better, best in life. They're getting the best product, which is, this one is completely natural versus the other one that I used to use. And
Mhm.
whenever I find something that's better, I'm going to use that on you. And they feel
Yes.
special about that.
Yes.
I use the oils in my practice. I have a display when they walk in. So they're seeing it every month, every 2 weeks,
Mhm.
every week when they come in. They're seeing the red light therapy devices, the AO mask. I just got the AO back and the AO glove, which is the red light therapy, which is amazing.
Mhm.
I've been using red light therapy in my practice, and my clients know that, with lymphatic drainage for about the last 5, 6 years. And
Mhm.
so with the transition to, oh, you're using a different brand of red light therapy. Yes, let me tell you about it. Here, take your brochure. So and they're seeing that benefit too if they come in and they just had knee surgery, or I'm doing lymphatic drainage on, if they had liposuction or something like
Yeah.
that, then I'll do the red light therapy. They'll get to try it out. And then they get the opportunity to purchase that and use it in between massage sessions with me, which then is that continuum of care for them, which makes me feel good too. So it's
Yeah.
just a win-win. Um,
Absolutely.
so yeah, and they have this amazing diffuser that they came out with that all my massage clients are getting for Christmas gifts, because I always give them a nice Christmas gift. And then when they need oil refreshers or refills, they're going to see them on my shelf.
Yeah.
So I try to make it so they're seeing it over and over. They're hearing my testimony when they come in and they say, I have a migraine today, okay, we're going to work the occipital ridge. We're going to do da, 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 da. But, what really helps me is frequency. And so then I open up conversations through my testimony too. So that is, I try to bring it up whenever I
Mhm.
can, because as massage therapists, we know our clients. I've
Mhm.
had the same clients on my table like the other body workers on here have as well. We know their
Yeah.
pain points. We know their
Mhm.
family's pain points. We know their pets' pain points. We know it
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
about them. And that's such a gift. And so when we see a pain point, we can offer that natural solution. And with the AO scanner and all the frequencies that it provides, with the red light therapies, with the supplements and all of that, we typically have a solution to what they're going through, and they
Yes.
appreciate that because they really do build trust in their massage therapists, and we don't take
100%.
that for granted. So
Yes, many of the people that I know personally, like they're booked out. Like if I had an issue, like good luck getting into them, right?
Right.
Because we build these beautiful relationships. And I, love hearing from you guys. And I love the fact, Sherry, that you're, not only introducing the AO scan, frequencies, but also like other adjunct tools that they offer through the same company to be able to help your clients. And so I didn't even think to go into all of that tonight. But one thing that you guys said to me that really kind of stood out, and I would like to bring Dr. Darlene into this conversation a little bit because I think that a lot of times, as service providers, and I'm not going to blanket, all of you guys and all of us, in general, because I've been there too. But we sometimes get in our heads, don't we, when it comes to like upselling things. And we feel like, oh gosh, like I don't know if I should introduce this to somebody and and we have a hard time with that. And Dr. Darlene, you are a physician, and I'm gonna guess that when you are seeing your clients and you tell them, Mr. Henry, I think that you really do need to have, this medication. Like I'm gonna prescribe albuterol to you today because you're sounding wheezy, let's just say. Do you take it personally that he doesn't fill that prescription, or do you try to convince him or anything? It's just like this is your recommendation, like as a practitioner, as an advisor, as somebody that he is going to for your specialty, to give him your recommendation, and what he does with that recommendation is on him, right?
It is absolutely, and you're right. That's exactly what I do. And I do the same process whether I'm seeing a neurosurgical patient or whether I'm seeing a wellness center patient, right?
Mhm.
Everybody gets a protocol, right? The protocol might be medication or surgery. The protocol might be, theta chamber and some other things, right?
Yes.
But that's what I'm offering them. And then I'm letting them know what, based on my experience, their results could be if they follow through with this protocol. And then I help them to see, okay, if you don't use an intervention, what do you think is the most likely result here? Right. And then that's called the natural history of a condition. Right.
Yes.
And so when you juxtapose that, then you put the choice in their hands. Right.
Hmm.
Do you want the status quo and or potentially worsening of your symptoms? Or would you like to try a protocol that has a very good success rate and it's right here for you? So then the choice
Yeah.
is in their hands.
Hmm.
And some clients take it and some clients don't. And it does not offend me. I feel
And
sad if they don't because I
of
know how
course,
much it can help them,
yes.
right? But
Yes.
no. And
But
it's
did
the
you
same
feel
here.
bad? Did you feel bad that you were like selling them surgery?
No, of course not. I mean, come on. I know. Because listen, I know what's going to help them, right? Like,
Hmm.
you know what's going to help your patients.
Hmm.
Sherry knows what's going to help her massage clients. And
Hmm.
here's the thing, like, why would you withhold something from a patient, from a client that you know is going to help them, right?
Yes.
Like just offer because you've seen the benefit for yourself, you've seen the benefit for your clients. So you want to, just out of the goodness of your heart, right?
Mhm.
Offer them the best of the best. And that's what you're doing here, you know? And yeah, so you do a little upsell with it. And so with the frequency massage or whatever you want to call it, right? Maybe there's an add-on with massages, right? Who here hasn't had a massage with an add-on? I do add-ons all the time. I try and figure out how many add-ons I can stack with my massages, right? So bring on my frequency add-on for my massage, right? Your clients are going to love that.
Yes.
You know?
Absolutely. And so I'm going to encourage all of you guys who are, kind of listening to this. And you're like, oh my gosh, Lachelle, like I heard you say that I can make time not be as big of an issue. I heard you say that I could actually create more money and spend more time with my family and be able to help my clients. Like if you heard me say that, then I'm going to encourage you to put on your mental white lab coat, channel your Dr. Darlene, and say, as an advisor, as somebody who is the professional expert in this place, this is what I recommend for you. This is what's going to happen if you don't do anything. This is what's going to happen if you do. And then you just release the outcome to them, right? Because you've done your job. And I just want to just remember that you guys have the power to step into that advisory role, that you're not trying to convince anybody of anything. You're just becoming the expert because you are the expert. And I just felt like I wanted to say that because I think that some of us can get caught in our heads sometimes. And I don't want you guys to get in your own way. And so that kind of leads us to Dr. Darlene, kind of the next like segment of this is really like, so what could this look like for you guys? Like what could this look like to introduce this into your practice? And I'm gonna as I'm pulling up my slide, Dr. Darlene, why don't you give them your best, um, doctor perspective on this. Like, this is what your life could look like if you don't do anything, and this is what your life could look like if you do from their business perspective. As I pull this up.
Yeah, so as a business owner or massage therapist, if you're working, in someone else's studio, think about what your life is like right now and think about those statistics that Sherry shared with you. How long have you been in massage therapy? Is it 6 years? Is it 7? Is it 10? Are you already past the point where most massage therapists leave their profession? And are you ready to give up something you're so passionate about? Or what if there was a way that you could reinvigorate, and at the end of giving a massage, you're going to feel like you've just had one, right? You're going to feel better because you are sending, and Sherry, I don't think you mentioned this, but I know you've shared this with us before, so I think I can say this. Sherry sends frequencies to herself and to her clients during the massage, right? So she's getting healing while she's delivering therapy, and her clients are getting healing while she's delivering therapy. So what that looks like on the other side is, hey, maybe I can continue to participate in something I love, but maybe I can do it in a different way, right? Maybe instead of fitting in 8 clients a day, I can work on 4 and they can see dramatic change, right? And maybe there's a way to have a supplemental income as well that is not trading time for money. I mean, how does that sound to you? Again, choice is yours.
The choice is yours. And so I want to just kind of tell you guys a little bit about what this could look like. And then I'm going to share with you a few of the examples of how we can take this technology, which is only $149 a month, and you can try it for a month and decide if you want to keep it or not. Like there's no strings attached. There's no commitment required. But what I love about this is that is unlimited use. You can use it as much as you want to with unlimited number of clients, including your own family, including your pets, like Annalise shared with us, right? I use this like way more than I feel like I should because it's like, how is it that I'm able to use this for all of these people and not have to pay more? And so that's what's so cool about this is that I get to have this as part of my business. I get to deduct this as part of my business expenses. I get to use this as my clients, and I get to have better results for my clients because of this. And I get to also benefit from myself and my family and my pets. So it's a win-win there. Okay. So what I want to also just mention is that the company is super, super generous. In fact, the founder, Lauren, has this vision of this being in 1 million households, and he really wants to make this happen. So he's created a very, very handsome affiliate reward. So 65% is what you get when somebody enrolls with a bundle of some of those accessory products, like Sherry mentioned. 40, actually it's 45%, I believe, of the subscription. And so I misprint there. And so if you share your link with 3 people and they end up getting their own subscription, so if you have other massage therapy friends that are like, this just makes sense, you shared it with them, they got it. Basically, you'd get yours covered for free. So this is a no-brainer, okay? $149 a month is nothing compared to what you can earn with that subscription. Like, unbelievable. Okay. So I'm gonna just give you another little idea because I like one of my I don't know, I'm gonna say my passions, maybe my secret sauce, maybe an obsession is helping people make money. Like I just geek out on like finding cool ways to bring in cash because I want people to have a life full of freedom and impact, right? And so I'm going to give you a couple of examples of what this could look like for you. Let's just say that you decided to do that inner voice that Dr. Darlene showed you, where you got a 10-second snapshot of their voice, and then that you allowed them to listen to that during the massage, and you upcharge them $50 for that. Okay. You see 8 clients in a day. That's a decent little paycheck that you got just for extra for really doing 10 seconds extra work. Okay. All right. That's one example. You could perhaps do a 30-minute standalone AO session where you do the entire easy scan and you give them some CEFIs and you could create what you want. That we could show you what that could look like, but you could charge somebody $100 for just that 30-minute session. Okay. And it's not hard on your body. You could maybe even do multiple people at the same time. So you could be one to many. You could do a wellness membership where you send people weekly CEFI frequencies plus a monthly check-in and you charge them 100 to 200 to $300 a month just for that. You could do detox and flow packages where you offer 4 massages plus an AO detox CEFI and you charge them $400 to $600. And you could have affiliate income because that 45% commission that you get from those subscriptions and that 65% of the enrollment bonus is going to give you recurring income of $50, essentially. It's like $40 a month every single time somebody uses your subscription link. Okay. Over reoccurring over time, over time, over time. And the company does not put any restrictions on what we do with this technology. We can use it just in our family. We could use it just in our clients. We can create whatever pricing structure we want to. They do not restrict anything. They just want people to be helped. And so let us help you help yourself and let us help you help your clients because this is literally unlimited what we can do with this. These are just a couple of ideas. And a pro tip here is to add one service and then gradually expand your offerings as you build your confidence with the technology. Okay. And I would love to, we're gonna, get to your questions here in just a moment. But I wanted to just give you guys a little extra bonus. I call these empowered decision bonuses because one of the things that I've learned, and I'm a big fan of Napoleon Hill and his book Think and Grow Rich. And in that book, he told the story about how when he had the opportunity to write a book of the most powerful men in America from Andrew Carnegie. Andrew Carnegie later shared with him that if he hadn't made that decision in 30 seconds, he was going to give it to someone else. And it always stood out to me because it's like when we have this like gut instinct to make a decision, that's oftentimes the Holy Spirit really helping us to make the decision that's going to lead us towards the most fulfillment and most impact. And so that's why I call these, empower decision in bonuses. Okay. And so what we have developed for you guys is a toolkit specifically for massage therapists. And inside this toolkit, not only are you going to get protocols with energy protocols and things that you can do for things like stress and emotional reset for your clients, pain relief and muscle recovery, detox and lymphatic flow, emotional balance and trauma release, sleep and recovery support, those things. Somebody could come into your clinic and just check the box and that's the treatment that you could give them that day, and this is what you could charge for that. So we have all of the protocols in there for what you could use specifically as a massage therapist. We have how you talk to your patients, how you could price things out, literally the next steps for making money right away, so that we can get, I kind of joke with my coaching clients that we all have big butts and I cannot lie. So whatever big butts, whatever excuses, whatever fears that are in the way from you being able to implement your best life, I want to help to overcome those obstacles. And so that's essentially what this toolkit is giving you all of the tools that you need to make yourself successful. And we are going to give this as a limited time bonus for people who enroll. So it doesn't matter who you enroll under. We want to really encourage you guys because many of you were invited to this webinar by lots of different amazing people. And we, Dr. Darlene and I, believe very strongly in honoring everybody. We believe in abundance. We believe in helping each other out. And so whoever invited you to this webinar, you're going to want to reach back out to them. You're going to want to get their enrollment link to get your own subscription. And they will email me and I will get that toolkit over to you right away. Okay. So we got you covered. All right. Now I would love to hear, what questions do we have?
Yeah, I think some questions that I hear, and I'll start. Sherry, I'm going to pick on you a little bit because you asked a lot of questions. And I think, Annalise, you mentioned this too. And it's like, well, what if I can't explain this to someone? Well, you know what? You don't need to. Let me tell you what, as a doctor, do you think when I prescribe medications, my patients get the full understanding of the biomechanistic activity of their dopaminergic drug? No, they don't know. They know that I prescribed because they trust me a medication and it's going to help them with their Parkinson's disease, right? So you do not have to be able to explain this. There are plenty of people who can explain this for those scientific minds that want all that information, right? I've written a white paper on it. Dr. Lachelle's done an amazing video on it. And so we can get you all that. So question is, if we are already enrolled, can we get these protocols, Dr. Lachelle?
I have no problem with that. I want you guys who are here as leaders to have what you need to be successful. And I'm just going to ask that you step up and you use them and you come back and you're like, oh my gosh, like I am helping all of these people. That's what I love. That's the thank you, is just knowing that there's people being helped. So,
Okay. Well,
all right. I think we answered
yes, that's it.
everybody's
Yeah.
questions.
Excellent. Excellent.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for being here. And thank you, Sherry. And thank you, Annalise, Dr. Lachelle. Amazing as always. And if you guys have questions, please reach out to the person that invited you. And listen, if you're someone and you're a massage therapist and you're watching this live or you're watching this a replay and you just have that feeling, right? Like there's something there, just reach out and we will help you get started with this. Doesn't hurt to try, right? And again, think about, do you want things to be the way they've always been, or do you want an opportunity for excellent? Okay.
I
All
love it.
right.
Bye,
We'll see you
everybody.
soon. Take care. Bye.